What's up, beautiful people? This is week 20 of Blinkr updates. Usually I'm sitting at my desk and I do these updates once a week, but I'm just shattered. I'm sitting on the sofa in my office just trying to figure out what's going on. 2 weeks ago, you would have asked me if Blinkr was going to be a success or not. I would have said, Now I just, all of a sudden, this competition that we started doing for cash has just changed everything. I mean, we were at 300 users maybe 2 weeks ago. Last Friday, we hit 1,000. What's today? Today I'm recording on a Wednesday. We hit 2,000. So we went from 300 to 1,000. Well, when we started the competition, we went from 1 to 300. It took us 2 months, 3 months. We went to 300 to 1,000. It took us 10 days. We went from 1,000 to 2,000. It took us 5 days. Just crazy. I guess the key was, this competition. Is it a pivot? What is Blinkr? Blinkr is a question and answer platform. Question and answers, what we hope was going to be is questions of, about life experiences, about life problems, not so much factual questions like, what's the capital of France, let's say, or, how far is the moon from the sun? But when we added the competition, it started to change things, right? Because people wanted points, they were just asking factual questions and see what people answers. Now, is that the way we want to go? No, not really. We don't want to be like that. But that's not the issue right now, because what we want to do is build users, right? And if we're building users and we're building the rate we are, once we have this user database and using the app, we can start adjusting the user behavior slightly, right? By adding little things. So very importantly, and what we've done already from what we've seen in the last week is make huge adjustments to the UI UX, make huge adjustments to the way people respond. Like now, all of a sudden, a simple thing like adjusting the number of minimum characters that you can do to reply to a post. Because people were replying yes, no. That's not really what we wanted, right? We wanted meaningful conversations, meaningful replies. So adjusting it to 10, right? People could write a little bit more and still be stupid, but it's just meant to encourage this, right? We also changed the fact that now users can decide how and what form they reply. So a video, an image, and text. Now, what we're hoping with doing that is the fact that if you want to earn more points, you should reply with a video, right? So why reply with a text when you can reply with a video? Of course, people trying to trick the system and do things. So, one of the funniest tricks was when people were when you get more points for videos, taking videos of their screen and writing questions in them. So what we thought was this was a video. Me talking to you now is a video. We didn't think people were going to pick up their phones, do a screen record and write this was the best one actually. I should start just a page for funny questions, or useless questions it should be. What do we sleep in? A chair, or B, a bed? And they put it on a phone so we could get 15 points or whatever it is to post a video. Just people are clever. But when they get these things, when I get all these things and we find all these loopholes that people are finding, it's good for us because then we adjust, right? We put in safety nets and whatnot to help us get through that. So it's been good. It's been good. It's been fun. I hired 2 students to kind of moderate the site. So a lot of the questions we get rid of, a lot of people who post, ads for sales or even mature content, things like that. We had to kind of, start to remove, send them an email. We don't want to be removing things without really, telling people why, because we want them to come back. We want them to start asking questions. We want them to be more creative on these things. So overall, that's made things happy. We changed the UI UX was super messy after we got so many users, and we changed that. Not radically, but enough to make it look nice. And hopefully we can see the picture of the new one here, where all the blinks are now bordered nicely. The text doesn't cover the title, so you just got the title clean, and if there's text, it's in the box. The vibes that are important to us, we kind of made it only 2 show there, and then you have to click into it to see the rest of them. So that was good. I enjoyed that, that rework of that, especially with now that you can reply in any format. And the other major thing we did, we kind of, clicked into Gemini, and we started building what we call a Blinkr AI. So what I was noticing, a lot of people were putting factual questions like, let's say, for how far is the moon from the Earth? You could obviously go and Google it, but for someone like, who's on the app, they want to see the answer. They've seen an interesting question, they want to see the answer, and you've just got humans answering and you're not sure if the humans are correct, and then you've got the AI that give you the correct answer because it's not a really life experience. Then you like to see that. But what's interesting is the life experience questions, the AI says, oh, I can't answer it, or I can't do it because I don't have experiences, and then you got the humans answering. So I find that fantastic that we have humans and AI answering on the same question to give people perspectives from both sides. Maybe sometimes they listen to the AI, maybe sometimes they listen to human perspective. Depends on the question. What's also really interesting to see is the number of mistakes that AI is making. Not to be funny, but someone posted a picture of a famous footballer who plays for Barcelona, and people were answering who it is, and then it was turned for the AI, and the AI came, oh, this is Elon Musk. Like, why would it think it's Elon Musk? Like, what happened there? It doesn't make sense. So even the AI gets it wrong sometimes, and that's good to see. And we left it. I was deliberating whether I should delete the answer or not, but what we thought would be quite funny to leave the answer there to allow people to see it. The other problem is obviously it's moving so quickly that you really have to scroll to get down to the bottom of the pictures. The blinks, right? To go through all the blinks, to go through it, there's a lot of information there now. And I'm thinking in my head, do we start to limit people's posts to 10 a day? Because, we don't want people going on there and just spamming posts for points. And that's what a lot of them are doing, right? And I think if you start to limit people to make it higher quality, it could work. It could, instead of people coming and spamming things that are really low quality. Do we want that, or do we want people to be more excited about the competition? More about earning points? Can you get someone to reply? Can other people reply to you? Just keep getting them coming back to the app because they still want to earn points, right? Which might be the thing. If we can get them keep coming to back, keep logging in, then we start to build a user base of, first of all, we aim for 10,000 users, then we aim for 50,000 users, then 100,000, then 500,000, then 1 million. Then all of a sudden, we've got a database of 1 million people using our app, hopefully. So it's an interesting position to be in. We finished the first competition today, so it's the 20th today that I'm speaking, whenever you're going to hear this, whenever it gets launched on YouTube. So we start the new one tomorrow. I've expanded it. So before I was only paying out the top three, $100, $75, $50, $25. Now what we're going to do is pay out the top five. So $100, $50, $25, $10. And I'm also going to pick 3 random people. And we're going to announce this later, but I'm telling you because you're watching my video now. A lucky draw. So we'll pick top 3 and give them $5, $5, $5. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it can be a lot of money to a lot of people, right? We don't have to just think of $5 is not very much, but it can add up. And then hopefully in the future, when we have our expert flow where you need to ask experts something, we can give those $5 in coins and they can keep them and then store them in their wallets with us. That's the next stage. I'm not thinking about that yet. My biggest issue right now is obviously moderation, making people come back to the site, which I think they're doing. Revenue is a big problem. Revenue is a big problem we haven't really tackled yet, per se. But it's not that we haven't tackled it. We know exactly where the revenue is going to be coming from. It's from the expert flow. The fact that we're going to go and find experts, and these experts are going to be in any field, and users can ask them questions and they will respond in a two-minute video at any time, not necessarily live, and there will be a cost to that. Right. So let's say I'm a founder, I'm an entrepreneur, and someone has a question about a startup business that they would like a professional opinion on. Hey, I charge $5 for 2 minutes. I get a video, I see it, I read through. Oh, that looks like an interesting title. I'd like to open that. And the guy's asking, with your VC, let's say your VC funding, what did you do first? How did you get it first? And I would say, I'll answer that, and I'll open up my phone at any time and say, hey, for VC funding, I did a list of the top VCs that I wanted to go after, and I had an email written and this Calendly link, etc., and I press send, and it goes to them. And when they get it, when they open it, or whenever it happens, I get the $5 or what, I can't remember what I said for 2 minutes, $10 for that. And then Blinkr gets 20% of that, or 15%, I think, minus charges and whatnot. That's a huge revenue model. Now, if I have 1 million users on there from Blinkr doing the regular one and I start introducing that, you can see how even if 10%, even if 2% start to use it on 1 million people, that's 20,000 people that are going to use the expert flow, which is a huge amount of cash. Or we do what Twitter did, or X, whatever it's called now, and add the blue ticks, right? You can only ask 1 or 2 questions a day without blue ticks, and if you need blue ticks, you can do 5, 10. Actually, that's a really good idea. Cha-ching! That's how we introduce that. We limit the number of questions that people can ask without a blue tick, and then with a blue tick, we increase it. And the blue tick can cost you $1 a month, $2 a month, but if you win the prize, then thank you for brainstorming with me, guys. I appreciate that. I think that's it for now. Marketing's going well. I don't want to talk too much because it could get very boring for you guys. So I'll stop there and I'll start again next week, tuning in. Thanks for following my channel. Download the app. That's the first thing we do at the end of our Blinkr app. Blinkr app. Blinkr app. Thank you very much for listening. Click like, subscribe, and share, and we'll do the rest from there. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you very much and a great week. Bye-bye.